everyone, this is Rahul Malhotra from SFDC Stop and welcome to another video tutorial in the Salesforce integration tutorial series. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how we can deploy from sandbox to production or from any one org to another org using SFDX deploy tool, right? So SFDX deploy tool is a tool which helps you to deploy metadata from one Salesforce org to another by using SFDX CLI commands, right? So it is backed by CLI SFDX CLI at the back end, or I should say it is powered by SFDX CLI, and you can use this tool to perform the deployment from one Salesforce org to another. So it automatically fetches data from one Salesforce org, and you can deploy that data into another Salesforce org, right? So let's begin and let's see how we can use this tool to make our work more easier, right? So the first thing that you need to do, if you are familiar with Git, you can simply use this particular URL, which is github.com/Rahul Malhotra slash sfdx hyphen deploy hyphen tool to clone this repository into your system. Otherwise, what you can do, you can simply go to this URL and click on the download zip option here, and you can download a zip file. So I'm just going to use the download zip option because it's easier, and even if you haven't configured Git, you can use this tool, right? So let me save this file and we'll see how we can use this tool, right? So I'm just going to open this zip file now, and I'm going to extract all the data that is present in the zip file. So let's extract this. And here we can see that I have extracted all the data that is present in SFDX deploy tool master zip, which we downloaded. And now I have a couple of files, as you can see here, right? So some of the files are like, let's say I have a metadata folder also here, and I have unpackage.zip file and package.xml file and a couple of other files as well. So now we'll see how we can use these files and how we can deploy data from one Salesforce org to another. So I'm going to use two Salesforce org for this particular tutorial. The one Salesforce org that I'm going to use having a URL of curious hyphen raccoon hyphen something. So let's name that as curious raccoon org. And another Salesforce org that I'm going to use is a playful bear org. So we are going to name it as playful bear, right? So once you have downloaded the zip file and you have extracted the data, the first thing that you need to do is to go to config.txt, and you can set up your source org and your destination org alias here, right? So the source org alias is basically the alias of your source org, which is a user friendly name if you are familiar with SFDX. And even if you are not familiar with SFDX, you can simply leave it as blank, right? And for the destination org also, you can either set the alias if you are familiar with SFDX and you have already authorized the org. And even if you have not authorized the org, or you're not familiar with SFDX, you can simply leave it as blank, right? So I'm just going to remove the data that was there after equal to in both the source org and the destination org, and I'll authorize it right in front of you, right? So I'm going to save this config.txt, and I'm just going to do one more thing before I begin, is that I'm going to delete this unpackage.zip file. So we'll talk about this later. What is this for? But for now, I'm going to delete this unpackage.zip, and I'm going to use this tool to fetch the data from one Salesforce org, right? So what we are going to do right now, if you see the metadata folder, and you will see that we have a package.xml here, right? So just let me open this package.xml in Sublime Text, and we'll learn how we can use this package.xml to deploy data from one Salesforce org to another. Okay. So our setup is ready. Let's use the tool now. So all you need to do is to click on this sfdx deploy tool.bat, which is a batch file. And when you double click this, you will see an option. Okay, so I mean, in case you are seeing a warning like this, you can just go to more info and you can click on run anyway, right? Okay, so you will see here an option like welcome to SFDX deploy tool for Windows, and it is telling me that I need to enter the alias for source org, right? Because you remember in the config.txt what we did, we actually removed the alias for source org as well as the destination org, right? We just kept it as blank. So now I need to enter the alias for source org. So as I told you that I'm going to use my Curious Raccoon and Playful Bear orgs, so I'm going to enter the name for my source org as Curious Raccoon, And now it is asking me that do you want to connect to a developer or a production environment, or do you want to connect to a sandbox environment, right? So either I can use the option 1 or 2, or I can simply press enter. So in that case I need to enter my custom URL. So let's say you are not I mean you have some added security in your org and you are not allowing a user to log in with test.salesforce.com or login.salesforce.com. In that case you can just press enter here and you can enter your own custom URL for Salesforce org, right? So in this particular tutorial, we are going to connect with developer or production environment. So I'm just going to enter one and I'm going to press enter here. So here you can see it is authorizing my source org now, and it is running some sfdx command to authorize my source org, which has an alias of Curious Raccoon, right? So just give it a second and we'll see that our browser is opened automatically, and it is asking me to log in into my Salesforce org. So right now you can see that as I chose developer or production environment, that's why the URL is login.salesforce.com. So I'm just going to log in into my Curious Raccoon org. So I'll choose this particular login to log in into my Curious Raccoon org, which is already saved in my browser. And once we are logged in into the org, we can go back to the deploy tool and we'll see that it has authorized the org successfully. So you can see here that it has successfully authorized my username with org ID, and I may now close the browser, right? And it is also giving me a message that source org authorized successfully and the config file is updated. So if you go to the config file and you will have a look there. So just give me a second. So if you go to the config file, you will see that my source org alias is updated here successfully, which I gave in, which is Curious Raccoon, right? And now what I need to do, I need to give my destination org alias, because I need to fetch metadata from one org and deploy metadata into another org, right? So enter the alias for destination org. Let's name it as Playful Beer. So it's Playful Beer, right? And again it is asking me, do I want to connect to a developer or production environment, or do I want to connect to a sandbox environment? So I'm just going to press 1 and I'm going to press enter, because it is again a developer org, right? Okay, so it is again opening my browser and it is asking me to log in into the destination org this time, right? So the destination org is the Playful Beer org that I have. So I'm just going to use this particular username and I'm going to log in into my destination org very quickly. So here you can see that I'm successfully logged in into my destination org as well. And we can just open deploy tool and we'll see some menu which is popping up here. So it is now saying me that welcome to sfdx deployment tool for Windows. So all this configuration is already only one time. So let's say I just close this deploy tool and I'm going to open this again. So it will not ask me again and again to authorize. It has already authorized the source and destination orgs and has stored the configuration in the config.txt. That source org has a alias of Curious Raccoon, and the destination org has an alias of Playful Beer, right? So I can directly open the tool again. I'll have a menu which says fetch metadata from source org, extract fetch metadata, and validate metadata, deploy metadata, or validate the extracted metadata, deploy extracted metadata, or undeploy the metadata, right? So I have 7 options in here. Let's execute the first option, which is regarding fetching the metadata from source org, right? So now a point arises that I am going to fetch the metadata from source org, but how does SFDX CLI know that which metadata I want to fetch from my source org, right? So for that, what I did in the config.txt, you have a package.xml location to deploy. So this particular line which is saying package.xml location to deploy, and the location of package.xml is metadata slash package.xml. So what it is specifying to us is that it is using this particular package.xml to fetch the metadata from source org and to deploy that metadata into the destination org. So any kind of operations that we are performing through this sfdx deploy tool into different Salesforce org, this particular package.xml which is under the metadata folder is being used, right? So if you remember, inside this metadata folder we have a package.xml that I already opened in Sublime Text. So I'm just going to open this particular package.xml which is under the metadata folder, and I can see here that inside my package.xml I have 4 members. The first is a temperature converter apex class, and the second is a temperature converter test apex class. The third is a lead processor apex class, and the fourth is lead processor test apex class, right? So I have 4 apex classes right now that I'm going to fetch from my source org, and I'm going to deploy these apex classes into the destination org, right? Okay, so let's go to our source org, which is my Curious Raccoon org, and we'll see if we have Apex classes for with the name of temperature converter and lead processor or not, right? So this is my Curious Raccoon org, which is a source org here, and if I simply check out my lead processor, so I have two classes, the first with the name lead processor and the second with the name lead processor test. And if I check out Apex classes from T, I can see here I have two Apex classes here, the one with the name temperature converter and the second with the name temperature converter test, right? So let us fetch these four classes from the source org using this package.xml, and let's see if the metadata is fetched successfully or not, right? So I'm just going to back to my SFDX deployment tool for Windows, and I'm going to enter my choice as one, which is nothing but fetching the metadata from source org, right? And I'm going to press enter. So what this deploy tool is doing now, it is actually fetching my metadata, which is defined in the package.xml from my source org, and it is giving me a message that that the retrieval is successful, and it has stored my retrieved zip file under the metadata folder, and it is named as unpackage.zip, right? So let's check out our metadata folder, and we'll see if we have an zip file like unpackage.zip or not. So here we got to know that we have a file named as unpackage.zip, right? So just let me show you this thing again. I'm just going to delete this unpackage.zip for a second, and I'm going to click on one and press enter again. So you will see here that the unpackage.zip will automatically create when the source is fetched, right? So here you can see that my source is fetched and my unpackage.zip is here, right? Okay, so I got this unpacked.zip file under my metadata folder itself. So just let me open this zip and we'll see if we have our Apex classes or not. So here you can see that I have a classes and I have a package.xml as well. And inside my classes, I have my lead processor class, lead processor test class, temperature converter class, and temperature converter test class as well, right? So I got to know that my metadata is successfully fetched, and I have my metadata stored in this particular zip file, which is named as unpackage.zip. Now what I need to do, I need to actually deploy this metadata to my destination org, right? So I'm just going to my destination org once, and I'll check if I have my Apex classes already there or not. So I'm just going to verify this once. So let's go to Apex classes, and we'll see if we have this lead processor or temperature converter classes there or not. Okay, so let's check out the lead processor class. It's not there, and let's check out the temperature converter class once also. Um, and that is not there as well. And total number of Apex classes that I have right now in my in my destination org is 79, right? So I'm just going to deploy four more Apex classes here, and we'll see whether it is deployed successfully or not, right? I'm also going to open the deployment status page so that we can see whether when the classes are being deployed, right? Okay, so right now you can see here there is no deployment that has happened recently. So I'm just going to my tool back again, and this time what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to validate the metadata in the destination org first of all, right? So when we are talking about validation, there are actually a couple of things that we should notice here, right? So if you just check out the config.txt again, you will get to know that I have an option named as test level. So let's say you are doing a production deployment. In that case, you need to run all the Apex tests, right? So you have three options here inside the test level. They are named as run specified test, or no test run, or run all test, or something like that. Just give me a second, I'm going to confirm it very quickly. Yeah, so inside the test level you have three options: run specified tests, or you have an option like no test run, or you have an option like run local test, or you have an option like run all test in org. So this is actually I mean, there are four test levels that you can use here when you are talking about the test level option, right? So here what I have specified the option as run specified test, and inside this also, I mean, in the next line I have a run test key which has a value of temperature converter test and lead processor test, right? So what I'm telling Salesforce in using these options, I'm telling Salesforce that, hey Salesforce, when you are deploying, you don't need to execute all the tests, and you also don't need to execute any of the tests, but you need to execute only specified tests, and those tests you need to actually execute that I'm specifying inside in the next line, which is named as temperature converter test and lead processor test, right? So it is only going to run these two test classes which are already there in my metadata, and it will see whether the deployment is successful or not. Okay, so to validate the metadata in the destination org, what you need to do, you need to just enter 3 here, and you need to press enter, right? So let me go into my destination org, and we'll see if the deployment is going on there or not. So here you can see that it is validating the metadata in destination org, and the validation is in progress, and the Apex tests are also run successfully. And if you go back to our deploy tool, we'll see here a message which is saying validate meta validated successfully in the destination org. So here you can see that my metadata is now successfully validated in the destination org. Now it's time to deploy the metadata. And currently also I have only 79 Apex classes in my destination org, right? So let's do the deployment to our destination org now. And for that you just need to do, I mean, you don't need to do anything. You just need to choose this option, which is deploy metadata in the destination org. So you can simply click on 4 and you can press enter, right? So what it will do, it will actually deploy the metadata into your destination org, and you can see here that it is running some of the specified tests, which is temperature converter test and lead processor test using the sfdx command, right? So I'm just going to refresh this page once again, and you can see here that I have a message named as deploy succeeded. And if I go to my tool, I have a message here also that metadata deployed successfully in the destination org. So the deploy is actually succeeded and it has deployed my metadata. So I'm just going to press any key here, and I'm going to refresh this, and I should have 4 more classes here, right? So let's refresh this, and you can see here that we have 4 more classes, and the total number of Apex classes that I have now in my org is 83, right? Okay, so let's go to our Apex classes in the destination org, and we'll refresh this page to see if we have our temperature converter Apex classes here or not. So you can see here that my deployment is done successfully, and it has recently been done, and the temperature converter and temperature converter test are there. And if I go to my lead processor test classes, so here I can see that my lead processor class and lead processor test class is also there, right? So these 4 deployments, I mean these 4 Apex classes are deployed just now while I'm creating this tutorial, and all this is done using very simple commands 1, 2, 3, and 4 that are present in the SFDX deploy tool, right? And let's say you wanna actually run no test, so you can simply change it to no test run, and it will not run any kind of test, right? And folder location for fetch strip, this particular configuration is used to store the fetch strip. So if you remember, when I actually fetch the data, so this zip file is being stored in the metadata folder. So here you can specify the folder location, the exact location of the folder where you wanna store this particular fetch strip, right? So I have specified a metadata folder, so that's why it is using this particular folder to store the package zip, unpacked.zip file, right? And we actually discussed about source org, destination org, package.xml location, folder location, wait time in minutes. This is particularly a kind of wait time, and that means whenever you are deploying, let's say you are deploying a lot of Apex classes and a lot of metadata. So in that case, SFDX CLI will wait for at max 10 minutes, which is specified by wait time in minutes here, right? In the test level, I already told you that we need to specify run specified test or run all test or no test run. So all the test levels, you can either have a look at my GitHub repository. I have specified those test levels that you can use here, or you can just go to my blog, and I have also specified the test levels that you can use inside my blog as well, right? Okay, so after that we got to know that run test is basically going to use. I mean, it is basically being used when we want to run specified tests only, right? So in this particular configuration, run test is applicable, and here we can specify the test classes that we want to run. And the last is folder location to undeploy. So this particular folder location is being used when we want to undeploy something. So I think this is pretty much for this particular tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll just focus on undeploying. That is the metadata that we have just deployed into our destination, or how we can undeploy that, right? Okay, so one thing that I want to tell you, if you remember, when we actually downloaded a zip file, I deleted one I deleted one unpacked.zip file which is already present as a part of the deploy tool. So this unpacked.zip file is nothing, but it is consisting of these four classes that you can deploy to any org as a demo, and then you can, I mean, it is for your it is for your experiment purpose, I should say, or you can play with it simply. So it just consists of four Apex classes that you can deploy to any org, and you can try undeploying that, right? Okay, so yeah, I think that's all for this tutorial, everyone. Meet in the next tutorial. Where we'll explore other options of SFDX deploy tool, and we'll also see how we can undeploy the metadata and how we can use other options like extracted metadata from the source org to the destination org. Right? Okay. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.